Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Aquarium. My name is Nicolas Marion and this is a video about the question, which version of the Radion G5 should I buy? So I have here the Pro version and I have here the blue version. I decided to buy both of the product because I was wondering the same question as you. So I wanted to make this video like a little bit in depth, and so this video cost me a lot of money. So I will go to the technical aspect first. And then I will go with like visual comparison with the Mobius app, and I will go do like a side-by-side shot so you can see the difference visually. So don't forget, oh by the way, this is the XR15, sorry, and you have also the XR30, but honestly both of the products are the same stuff, it's just like bigger with more LED, same stuff, don't worry about that. So don't forget to like, subscribe, etc, etc. So let's go, let's move on. Alright, so the main difference between the Radion G5 Pro and Blue are of course those LED. They do have a different spectrum, and I will believe it's between like the warm white versus the cyan. As for the power number, both of them are relatively the same. And those LED that you see right now are really small. Sorry if my photos are not clear, but if you wanted to know what they look like close up, there we go. Now, while I was doing my test, I noticed something very strange. It was either on the Pro version or the Blue version, I'm not quite sure, but on the Blue channel, I noticed that like a series of like maybe half of them were running like a different intensity. Either it was because the LED were different, or because it was running at a different voltage. So I noticed that little detail, but I'm not quite sure, to be honest. So I decided to open both of the lights to see what was inside. I haven't seen anyone doing that, and since I'm very curious by nature, I had to. So the first thing I noticed was the lack of waterproof protection behind the plastic mold. I was expecting some sort of protection for our usage with the aquarium, with the splash and water and stuff like that. And the price point also. So I was a little bit disappointed in that regard. Just for reference, I know that my both of my castle do have like some kind of silicone or whatever it is protection on top of the electronic, so it protects from the water and humidity and stuff like that. So that's something I wanted to have on the light. I don't have knowledge in electronic, motherboard and stuff like that, so I don't want to comment on that, but if you are someone who was know something on that, I hope that those visuals will help you. The thermal paste under the LED seemed to be perfect, and also like the perfect amount, well distributed, so they did a good job on that regard, so the heat will distribute very well on the heatsink. Alright, so now a little side note, which I think is really important for people who have the intention to do the maintenance, like to open the light. Be very careful while you tighten back the screw. The plastic is extremely fragile and you might break it. Do not apply any force when you're screwing back those things. I was really careful when I put back my stuff, but I noticed some crack after this, while I was doing actually the record of that video, which I think it might explain the crack noise that some people are complaining when the light heat up. I hear some people that complain about some like crack noise, like, and I think it's because of that, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. The difference between the blue and the Pro version is very substantial inside. Other than the LED and the blue heatsink, I haven't noticed anything else visually. I ran some tests to know more about the difference between the two lights. I plugged the light on the power meter, as you can see on the video, and I used the Mobius app to control the Radion G5. I ran each individual channel to know what wattage they output, alone and also together at the end. I made a table to summarize my data. I don't know if it's too nerdy, but I will let you extrapolate the data. From this test, I found out that the wattage was relatively similar, and the PAR, the photosynthetic active radiation, was also similar. At 100% intensity, the Pro version used 107.2 watt versus the blue with 103 watt. For the PAR, the Pro version used 161 PAR, and the blue version used 154 PAR. Again, from a technical point of view, the difference between the Radion G5 Pro and Blue are very close, but enough with the technical aspect, let's jump to the visual difference. Alright, so this was the visual difference between the blue version and the Pro version. So right now I have both of the light in my hand. I've been using for 2 weeks the blue version, and after that another 2 weeks with the Pro version. So I've been using the Radion G5 for a full month now to give me like a more better perspective of the difference between both of them. Because I didn't want to forget anything, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna forget something. Anyways, right now my aquarium is running the T5 that I always use from the Gizman. It's the Super Actinic and the Super Purple. So this is what it looked like, both of those things. By the way, the T5, my conclusion is at the end, like the T5 are still relevant. People should not like forget that the T5 are really good. So I'm gonna make a video eventually with the full catalog, the full spectrum, all the T5 that Gizman have with the Radion G5 to show you which one is better. So this is gonna be like another video for that. So yeah, I'm plugging in everything. My conclusion for the difference between the blue version G5 and the Pro version of the G5 is, after 1 month, is it's pretty much the same thing basically. It come up with the blue have the cyan and the 5 cyan, I think, and the white have like a 3 or 4, I don't remember. The warm white, it's the cyan versus the warm white is basically come to that. Other than that, honestly, the difference is not super huge. The green versus the limb, it doesn't really change that much into the aquarium. So if you're looking for a more natural look of your aquarium, like a more water-ish look, I will go with the Pro version. Also, the Pro version have more like versatility to switch the spectrum from white to blue, which help for our eyes. And also, if you're doing like photography, videography, it's easier to use the Pro version. So that's pretty much it. The reason why I will go with the Pro version. So I might go with that Pro instead of the blue. Now the reason why I'll go with the blue version is I think that light have better coral growth, but not that much, honestly. Like, don't cut me too much on that. The reason why I'm saying that is because it have like 5 cyan LED, which help to spread a little bit more the blue spectrum that corals. Some of the corals will help to go with that. It's not all the corals that gonna grab all the cyan. It depends on the corals, but and the other thing also is it have a little bit more blue inside. So the electricity consumption is basically oriented to grow the coral when you use that light. So if you're a store, I will go with that one. If your intention is purely to grow coral, I will go with that one. The thing is, if you want to take like a videography, photography, you're gonna have to use a orange filter like that. This is the one I'm using. It's from a Polyplab, so this is gonna be like another video. I'm gonna put the link down below. I'm gonna have to make it first. So yeah, if you don't mind the blue from the aquarium, that's pretty much the light. So I hope this video helped you to make your decision, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.